and you're watching Countdown City WrestleCast.
What is up, heels and baby faces? Welcome to another episode of the Countdown City WrestleCast. I'm your host, JC. Joining us is that guy, Tommy.
Hello.
A very pixelated that guy, Tommy, I should say. And we got Mike.
What's up, guys? 2023 train. We're almost done. Let's go. That might be a better intro than I did all year.
You sound like a teacher that is checking out for Christmas vacation, buddy. I swear. So, you know.
The accurate, correct facts, whatever it is.
Yep. Full disclaimer, Tommy's having a few connection issues, so if he pops in and out, don't worry. It's normal. It happens. So, yeah, you'll see.
You know how many wrestlers are having, like, this is like their dream right now? They're like, Tommy can pop out and go away for a little bit? That's crazy.
Yep.
Disrespect.
Well, today we're going to be previewing a huge weekend of wrestling, and all of it is taking place on Saturday. We're going to talk about Mission Pro Wrestling Silver Bells 3. We're going to talk about NXT Deadline, and we're going to talk about Impact Final Resolution, the final event under the Impact Wrestling banner, under Impact Plus. Are they going to change it to TNA Plus? Like, what's going on with that? You know, so
that's a good question. Also, on a slight side note, considering all the wrestling this weekend, Collision also has a Claudio Eddie Kingston match as part of the Continental Classic. Wow. So a lot of wrestling Saturday night.
And VIP wrestling is happening this Friday. Tomorrow. So, yeah.
So busy weekend. You'll see all of us at Mission Pro for sure. Got my tickets. Family's there. Going to be excited to see that too as well. So, now let's get into a bit of wrestling news, and really one that, not saying it's officially been reported, but it's something that we're catching signs of. There's a very good chance Maddie Rakowski has signed to WWE. Now, we're only seeing that from our perspective. Mike, you caught a lot of this stuff, so what do you see that kid said?
Well, once again, I don't want to release the name of my source, but it's been brought to my attention that we kind of mentioned this last week, but there's a few more things. She's no longer on Cameo.
Okay.
Her Big Cartel merch store is no longer up. And back after Thriller, when Silver Bells 3 was announced, she was because she is at this moment, as far as we know, still a tag team champion of Mission Pro with Rache as Bougie Reality, and they were going to take on a slightly altered team of Blonde Force Trauma with not its original two members. I forget which one was couldn't make it, and they brought in a replacement. Tommy, do you remember?
Yeah, I forgot.
Okay.
Yeah.
But that match has not necessarily been promoted in probably a month or so. And Rache, Mission Pro dropped a little vignette with Rache herself in front of like a mirror, like the Hollywood stars do their makeup in front of, because she is kind of talking about making her mark in Mission Pro, making it sound like a solo venture. So we don't know if Maddie's going to be here this weekend or not officially. So a lot of things, it's like, oh, you're taking yourself off the indies and off all the things indie people do. So
yeah,
it's a lot of signs.
Very much so. And I don't know, it's kind of weird. I would think that once you sign, it's like, well, if you have indie bookings, you got to finish those, right?
In the past, it seems like we've heard that, so I don't know. Yeah,
like especially because she's holding on to a couple of titles. You would think she'd need to drop those, right? I mean,
yes, but also Carolina Teague, the commissioner, the GM, which I guess is the official term, of Mission Pro, did state, and this was a couple of weeks ago now and on a mission, that she does have an announcement to make at Mission Pro. Now, she didn't say about what, so could be about the tag titles, could be about Maddie, could be about something else. But with all those things swirling and then having an announcement, it seems like that might be around the same thing. So again, all speculations, but signs.
Obligatory Tony Khan joke here. Obligatory.
I have a huge announcement to make.
Yeah. I mean, that's the rule, right? You have to make fun of that every time it happens.
Right.
I mean,
exactly.
Yes, you're not wrong.
Well, we'll see if this announcement is part of this, if this is potentially Maddie's farewell Issue Pro show before she heads off to a WWE. The signs are there that she's signed a contract. So we know that her and Jasmine Allure were a part of that tryout. Don't know if Jasmine's around to signings this time through, but we just have to see. So, yeah.
Jasmine has been announced, not in a match yet, and we'll kind of talk about this a little bit later because there does seem to be some shakeup to that card. So there's some people announced to be there, but not necessarily in a match made official yet. So yeah, a lot of stuff coming up.
Yep.
All right. Well, let's kind of jump into it. Mission Pro Silver Bells 3. Now, to kind of lead this off, you guys did an interview with Black Swan. So
yeah, so
off the rails immediately.
I mean, yes, that's another story. We obviously wanted to get her on the show right now, like to do this as we were getting started. But she is already in an undisclosed location in the Mythical Forest at this time, preparing for this match. You'll kind of hear it when we did get a chance to talk to her before she went off to prepare. A little intrigued by this Rebecca J. Scott, who tried to play some mind games with her, send her some, like stalker, admirer messages. Very interesting. If you go to Mission Pro socials, you can see all the videos that came out about it. So we talked to her about that, and yes, it is true. Just like last time when we did our first official interview, it is very easy for the three of us to get off the topic and onto other things. But
immediately.
All right, well, we're going to jump into this. We're going to play this for you now, guys. And after the show, this will be available publicly on the WrestleCast YouTube as well. There's Countdown City Geeks YouTube. And there's my daughter in the background, of course. Just fresh out of the shower. All right. All right, well, here is Mike.
Daniel Bryan, yes.
Yes, yeah. Mike and Tommy's interview with Black Swan. Take a look.
Another special edition of the Countdown City WrestleCast. As always, I have my partner in crime here, that guy Tommy.
Hello.
And we have a very special guest joining us again as we are about to head into Mission Pro Wrestling Silver Bells 3. As you know, Countdown City WrestleCast sponsored a specific match with some intriguing stuff that has been going on. So we are going to bring in our very special guest. That's right. It is the Bewitcher of Hearts, the Black Swan, Zoe Dubois.
Hey guys, how y'all doing?
What's up, Zoe? Thank you for joining us. We do appreciate it.
Of course.
So last we talked with you, you were getting ready for a battle, a casket match with JP Harlow. And we are very happy to have been right in front of that as that happened.
I could relive that moment again and again. It was wonderful.
Now, no doubt, you took a beating yourself in that. It was quite a battle. But in the end, you did put him in the casket. And the best part of this, if you haven't seen the clip that we shared, because my seat was right next to this, and I got the video as he falls in. And the best part is you're about to close the casket, and I don't know if you heard it in the moment or even registered, but Tommy's loud voice, "Take that, you SOB!"
Yeah. I'm not sorry.
No.
I feel like you were channeling your anger through me, like you were living the moment as they closed.
To get the bit of JP Harlow, yeah, that's about right.
Yes. And a little shout out to our hybrid buddies Casey Blackrose and Diego Renee for realizing that a certain Joey Hyder, or Joey O'Mac as he was trying to be that night, needed a little neutralization. So always happy for that.
Oh yeah, for sure.
What are your thoughts after that hellacious battle?
It was. I think it took me a couple days to actually process everything that happened in that match, because everything happened in that match, you know.
Yeah.
I said that there was a match within a match. When Joey came out, I thought I was finally gonna get my one-on-one moment with JP, because we didn't the first time. But then when Joey came out of the casket, when I opened it, I was upset. And then all of a sudden, you know, we had other guys come in and they were fighting with Joey before he was about to smoke me. So we had a little mini battle within the battle, which is great. And, you know, I was determined. I was like, I'm not going to have JP bury me at all, no matter what, because he's been feeling himself a little bit too much. And, you know, he needed to be brought back down to earth. Which I appreciate you guys, because you guys brought the rocks with the cowboy hats and goggles, googly eyes. I still have it. I wrote JP on the bottom of it.
Mine is sitting on my computer at work. And I have had more than one student be like, "Sir, why do you have a rock with a cowboy hat?" I was like, "It's an inside joke. You wouldn't understand. Just
you have to be there. You have to live that moment."
Exactly.
Mine is at home, packed up right now because they're fixing stuff at my house. But like every time I look at it, I'm just like, yeah, that happened, and I just walk on. I look like, yeah. So yeah, and people have also. I think my stepdaughter saw it as like, why does that rock have a cowboy hat on it? It's a long story. I'll tell you later. So
you have to be there.
Yeah, it's this whole thing that's going on right now.
I definitely was really happy during that match when, even though he almost put me in the casket, I was able to keep my hand out just enough so it won't close. But then when I misted him,
ooh, you know, that is something we didn't realize that the Black Swan could channel. Is a miss, and that is a very interesting new weapon in your repertoire.
I had to bring out some, you know, some big guns, dark art magic in it, and you know, I got a taste of it. I'm like, ooh, this could be something that I could keep on doing, but I have to keep my morals and be nice.
I think it's something you keep in the pocket
all day, every day.
Exactly. Something you keep in the pocket until it's absolutely necessary. Sometimes it is absolutely necessary. So
with him, he just had to go. He got to go. That was
no.
We agree 100%. Nothing that you did in that match. So since then, you've obviously been having some matches outside of Mission Pro. I've also we've seen recently you won a tag team championship.
I did in Petaluma at PPW, the promotion I was tagged with Steven Tresario up against Eliza and Samurai. And you know, they've been title champs for like a year, maybe a little bit more, maybe plus. They've been champs for a while. So when I was partnered with Tresario, I'm like, okay, we got a few tricks up our sleeve. We'll win no matter what. And when I tell you that show, it was a riot, because we at the corner of one of the rings, there was just a bunch of teenage boys. And every time I wanted to be like, where your mama at? Because I'm about to give you a whooping that she should have given you a long time ago. They were riots. They're like, I don't even know you, but you're gonna lose.
Wow,
and
the disrespect.
They were wrapping up. One of them even started putting a chair in the ring. I'm like, no, sweetie. They're vicious.
Oh no.
These kids are vicious now.
Yeah,
I'm like,
they are.
We need to put them in their place.
Yeah.
But when we got when we won, Tresario and I, we went to that group of boys and we were like, ha, look at that. And they didn't back down either. They squared up. I'm like, y'all need to chill. Go, where's your homework? Go home. Go.
I doubt they're doing it. I doubt they turned it in.
I was gonna say they skipped it. That's why they were at the show.
Another interesting thing I've seen you've done since the Mission Pro show last, Billy Starks, where Thunder Rosa got involved. Speaking of Mission Pro, tell us a little bit about that.
that was a phenomenal experience, a great full time as well. That was in LA for Rep of Lucha
Right.
the day before Halloween, and I have knowledge of Billy at that time, but I didn't really know of like as much as I did. I didn't know she was younger than me. And she is so well experienced, and she is absolutely phenomenal. I had a great time with her, and I have the utmost respect for her. And I'm definitely appreciative of Thunder Rosa because she saved me last minute, even though I still didn't get the win. But at that moment, you know, Rosa did her thing. They had their moment. I said, you know what? Let me leap onto them for a split second. Let me get Billy's my moment. But that was a great match, and the crowd there was electric. I was nervous it was going to be cold because it was outside in October, and that was when the cold front just hit on the West Coast. So temperatures dropped so bad. But I had a burrito blanket to keep me warm. So, you know, if you ever want like some tacos with swan in it, you know, you'll find me. But
sounds like a new business venture. Anyway,
right, you had cow tongue with tacos. Nah, you need some swan.
Well, I don't think you've been to San Antonio enough then, because we're gonna get you some lengua tacos if you stay here long enough. So
Don't look. I eat. Those are my favorite tacos. I'm not even gonna lie. So
okay,
you give me food. If you just every food truck, I always almost stop. I'm like, hey.
well,
you try a little bit of everything.
They always ask what side I want. I'm just like, yes, all of the above. Make it your way. But back to that match with Billy. Yeah, she was definitely a wonder to be in the ring with, and I would love to go up against her again whenever I get that opportunity.
Yeah, we would love to see
it. It was great. I actually got acknowledged by X-Pac after
we
that
saw
show.
that, yes.
Yeah,
we retweeted
right,
that,
yeah.
and we definitely shared that because that is cool as
I
hell.
was bamboozled. I was like, what?
Yeah.
And at first, when he reached out, he said good job to me, and I you know said my condolences or said my gratitude and expressed that I was very appreciative of Billy. And then you know he mentioned that his wife liked me, and he bragged about her, and I'm just like, yes, keep on bragging about your wife, as one should. Yeah. But in my mind, I'm just like, you know what? There you go. That's how I'm gonna win over the big league. I'm just gonna go after their wives, and their wives are gonna whisper into the big league.
I mean, Tommy.
And then they're gonna come look at me and see that I have potential, and then be like, okay, she could do it. I'm like, see?
The second you stepped out in your debut at Mission Pro, my wife, who loves to dance and everything, was just like, I like her. I like her. I like what she's doing. Like everything about her. I was like, yes, dear. It's like I like her. That was my wife's immediate reaction.
See, it's a game plan. That's how I'm gonna make my way.
Yep.
Yeah.
If it works, it works.
And see, it gets to the point where like they don't mind if Tommy misses a show, but if his wife misses a show, they get on him about it.
Which is true. Which is a true story that's actually happened to me at least once, where she wasn't there and I got pulled aside and says, "Where is your wife?" I was like, "She had to work at that thing, and that she'll be at the next show, I promise." To which I had to go home and grab her and just say, "Please don't miss another show. I'm not going to come home if you don't."
She's a part of the show. That's it. It's not a if, ands, or but.
Did you actually? Yeah.
Because at Mission Pro, Boozy has done like what 2 or 3 times now. Is it 3 times? Yeah.
I think it's 4.
Maybe. But basically, it's become a match ritual of them to stop either before, after, once, during, and take a picture with her at ringside.
Yeah. So.
See? Don't mess up now. She has to come this weekend.
She'll be there.
She can't miss it this weekend.
We already got our tickets. We had our tickets like that. We had our tickets when they were on sale. So
yeah. And speaking of, I was going to use the masterful segue of
Go ahead.
talking about this weekend
Yep.
to talk about what's coming up. And you had barely gotten past your casket match with JP when you started getting some messages, some letters. And at first we weren't quite sure what they were. But it seems you had an admirer, a stalker.
So at first, it was definitely weird, I will say, because there are letters of just like, oh, I've been watching you, blah, 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 this and that. So,
A little stalkerish.
you think? No, listen,
Little Lionel Richie there, but
I might have to hit up Scooby-Doo to help me solve this mystery. But the first one I didn't really pay no mind of. I'm like, okay, it could be some prank, blah blah blah, this and that. And then as like more kept on popping up, I'm like, this is definitely a little suspicious, a little bit. And I was looking at all the rosters of the women for wrestling because I didn't know where else to go. So I was looking at that, and then I got a letter with the initials of NJS. And the night before, I was looking, and there was someone with the initial NJS, and it was Rebecca J. Scott. So I made I put two and two together, and I'm just like, this is her. And as soon as I made that realization, and she confirmed it, I'm like, man, this is. Here we go.
Yeah, she finally revealed herself.
Indeed. And I looked into her, and she is a phenomenal worker. So I'm definitely I'm intrigued. I'm not scared about her, but because there was the letters and her studying, I'm gonna have to whip out a brand new batch of Les Swans and see how I could counter, because if she's been studying me, that means she knows my moves. So
it does seem that way.
I will say for you just coming out that casket match and then finding those gifts, I remember seeing the first video thinking, oh, that's unnerving. And then you would find stuff like the one video she left something in your car, and she was watching videos on the bed and peeling off rose petals. I was like, this is getting uncomfortable, and I need to know what's happening now, because I don't know if I like watching this much longer.
Yeah, and I don't want to be judgmental of people, but anyway, but the final video, or not the final, but the video, she kind of revealed herself fully and was in under the bridge or whatever, and your picture was everywhere. That's a little scary, a little disturbing.
Yeah,
so to judge someone's mental health, but
So and the pictures we see in the on social media, which by the way have the Countdown City graphic on it, plug. She seems like a very normal person, but I don't know if that's who we're gonna get come Saturday. I really don't know if that's who we're getting.
See, but you can't base something off of a photo,
No.
There's always a mask. Everybody wears a mask.
Yeah.
Ain't smile mean nothing. And this is going to be my first like woman-to-woman match too for Mission Pro, because the last couple times it was only against JP.
Right.
And me with my training, I was one of like the only woman in my school. So I'm used to dudes, man up, big, strong,
Of course,
but pretty. So with her, I'm like, okay, this is, I still have nothing but respect for her, because one queen to another, we're in this industry together, and I would rather rise together than rise against each other.
Okay.
The letters, it makes me proceed with caution.
Sure.
Yeah.
Because I will still have nothing but respect as the individual, but if you are on this like fanatic craze of observation, that's when it might get a little into your head, and you might have a little crack in your cranium, possibly. Maybe she got hit in the head during a Muay Thai class.
Perhaps.
I don't know.
Yeah, you know what? Could be.
I also want to say, I'm sorry, go ahead.
Oh, I was gonna say it's gonna be interesting because of her background, she is really good with impact and one-on-one comeback. So as much as I have the mobility in my legs, she also has mobility in the legs and whatnot. So it'll be an interesting event for sure.
Absolutely.
Yeah, we're looking forward to this. Like Tommy said, why we sponsored it. But yeah, very intriguing. What I was going to say a second ago is on behalf of another friend of the WrestleCast, Izzy, we also thank you for not killing the messenger, as she also thanked you when she delivered the last note. And it seemed like you'd finally had enough, not from her, obviously, but you were like, well, hey, it's a Saturday. Let's take care of this.
Yeah.
Let's do this.
I have to, because it's one thing to address the match and you could see the line of information behind it, and it's another thing to leave love letters and not necessarily show your face, but also play this guessing game of like, who am I? Like you're Where's Waldo in Land of Letters. But I'm definitely I don't know how to say it. All I can say is it's going to be interesting because not a lot of people can easily get under my skin for sure. And especially with leaving love letters, it's kind of a little bit on the personal side for me. So I got some PTSD with that. So I was fed up as soon as Izzy handed me that letter, but of course not against her because she my homegirl. We're cool. So I was like, I can't kill the messenger. You're just doing your job.
Yeah.
But I'm like, it's gonna be interesting to see who this next Black Swan Dubois is gonna come out against her, because I was tired after that last letter. I'm like, this is my last straw, because we're gonna get in the ring and one of us gonna go on top.
Yep.
There you go.
That's all I gotta say.
And we are definitely looking forward to that.
Absolutely.
This Saturday night here in San Antonio at the Salvation Army Missing Corps. For those of you checking this out before Saturday night, tickets probably still on sale. If you get VIP, if they're still available, you get in at 5. You get a picture with the crew. Apparently with Santa Claus too. He's going to be there. Although I am afraid to ask how many people are going to be on the naughty list that you may not be happy to see. But
at Mission Pro, I'm going to go ahead and guess all of us except Izzy.
Yeah, that might be a good guess.
Maybe. I'll bring a halo. I'll bring some.
Okay, then see, you're cool. I can bring mine, but then Jesus will be like, "Boy," and I was like, "Yeah, you're right." And this,
I dressed up as one of the 3 kings when I was like 5, when I was younger at church. So
yeah. I was a wise guy once, which apparently is supposed to be a wise man, but I had this thing when I was little of using the wrong word, like one wrong word at the thing and changing it. So I apparently was not a mobster and a wise guy, but was actually a wise man.
When you said wise guy, I thought of the nativity scene, but except with you with like a suit. I don't know why I thought that immediately. I don't know what this talk was supposed to be about.
We bought you some gifts.
Yeah. Hey, JC. Well, also, including the show, if you can't make it there, it will be on Title Match Network. So if you can't be there in person, and I feel sad for you if you can't be there in person, you can still check it out live on Title Match.
And you definitely want to see the Black Swan deal with this little interesting situation with Rebecca J. Scott, along with all the other great matches that will be going on that night.
Yeah. So, but we know we'll be getting it. We might be getting a different version of the Black Swan. What version of Rebecca J. Scott we'll be getting? That I think will be very interesting.
But I'd like to predict that whichever version comes out, she will be taking the loss.
Yep. My money's on Black Swan.
Same.
You're biased.
Yes.
Yes, we are.
We're okay with that. Zoe, we want to thank you for joining us here and previewing your match coming in, talking a little bit about what you've been up to since. We will see you this Saturday. We look forward to it. And thank you again for your time.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. A small note, if you guys are actually going to be there, I do have shirts.
Oh.
I have shirts and I have pen quills along with it. So in a
There you
very yeah.
Bring
So
your own money, guys.
I,
The merch table is going to be awesome.
I got some shirts for him.
Yes.
Very nice.
I appreciate you guys so much. You guys are family.
We appreciate you.
Thank
Same.
you.
Very same.
I'm gonna be looking at y'all when I get that win.
We're gonna be right there. You're gonna hear Tommy's voice. You know you are. So.
Yeah.
I expect a chest bump right after. You and me, Tommy. I might be crippled. I don't know how I'm gonna survive. If I win, be gentle, but I want a chest bump.
Well, I once survived a chest bump with genocide, and she really did knock me over. But I was like, best moment of my life. So.
Yeah, you're not wrong.
Yeah.
I can try before. After, if she gonna murder me, I don't know about that.
Well, yeah. I mean, I respect. Yeah, I mean, I'm not gonna try to force you to do it if she go too
You're just
crazy.
gonna go through me.
Yeah.
In all fairness, though, I don't know before the match if a chest bump matches the energy you bring with your entrance.
True.
No, that's why it's not before.
That's what I mean. Well, you see, yeah, definitely.
Yeah, we do. Yeah, definitely do it after for sure.
I'd have the strength before.
Right. Okay.
Right.
Yeah.
We'll see how.
You want me to twirl?
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. If you did your full entrance, hit that, and then went right back into like, it would be funny. I'm not gonna lie.
I'm just imagining it in my head.
Boom! And then back to it.
Yep. Nothing changed at all.
Okay, this is why we can't do this.
Yeah, this is.
For the Countdown City WrestleCast, I am Big Mike. He has been that guy. Okay. We're on mute. We're all on mute, guys.
We're all muted.
There we go. Yeah. The chest bump needs to happen. Second, I should point out my son's rock that he got from that last match is part of his rock collection in his bedroom right now.
Yes.
Yeah. So,
I love that those rocks have made it around.
Yes.
You know what's funny? I forgot this when you mentioned it. This is kind of off topic, but I used to have a rock collection too when I was a kid. I was like, when you said that, I was like, I actually did that.
It's insane with him. Like, I'm going through his backpack to find his homework. There's freaking rocks at the bottom. What is this doing here? And
I think I did that a few times. I can't even get mad. I was like, I did that.
I never really did, except for the one time my family took a trip to Hawaii. Mm-hmm. I brought back some volcanic rock from like the water. That was kind of cool. I also want to say one thing real quick. Me and Tommy understand that if we cut and edited that video to only talking about the match and what was coming up, it would have been like 6 minutes
at most.
But that is what happens when we talk with her. Yeah. And for full disclosure, I hope she doesn't mind us telling that. After we finished that, we just sat in this because you know what we used to make the video, talking for at least another hour, easy.
That's awesome.
She's just really that cool. So.
I was gonna say it's one of the cases of she's one of the best people that we've met so far. I think if Mike, stop me if I'm wrong, but I think she's one of the best people we've met, and because she's so down to earth. You know, the Black Swan is one of the greatest characters I've seen in wrestling in a while, and the person behind the character is even more awesome than the character itself.
100%.
Now we got a few comments on the chat.
Yeah, we did.
So let's get into this. So first of all, Brian dropping some bombs and some news here.
Now my thought immediately, Jasmine Allure.
Yes. Okay.
Please, God, no.
Yes.
Which, okay, Tommy, I don't know if you checked your messages, but the thing is, this is perfect because it's literally this person that you can't stand and boo with all the fervor and hate. And then it's Black Swan, who you literally just said live on the show is the best person ever. Like, it's easy for you.
I know, but it's neutral evil in Black Swan because she's still Black Swan. It's neutral evil against the full-on evil, and full-on evil is more dastardly.
Yeah,
Black Swan's like the anti-hero. She's like Catwoman of Gotham. She's not really a bad guy. She's just gonna steal some stuff. So
this is the big one.
This was the big one.
Yes.
So next to Maddie. So
this kind of confirms what we were talking about to open the show about Maddie Rakowski potentially being signed by WWE. this pretty much, I think, confirms that, okay, it's official. Or not official announced, but signs are pointing that Maddie has signed with WWE based on what we all talked about earlier, things we've seen. This potentially is another way to confirm it. I don't know if they're going to have a tournament, if they're just going to relinquish the titles or what. So we'll have to find out what happens.
So let me ask this.
What?
Does this mean that Bougie Reality are the greatest tag team champions of all time because no one ever beat them?
Yes.
Okay.
Or were they too scared to lose to Tommy's favorite tag team that they just,
that might be the biggest what if in wrestling history.
So JC, when we see each other next, are we gonna run hands before the show? We're gonna run hands after the show? Because after that comment, hands must be run. Because
look, Tommy, you might be
run them. That's fine as long as you wash them in the bathroom afterward.
You might be able to take JC, but you ain't taking Jay. So I just want to warn you.
No, I can't take Jay. What are you talking about? Of course I can. I didn't even think I could.
He's almost as tall as you for one.
Couldn't take Jay. You definitely couldn't take Audie because the way she's pitching out, she'll mess
I've
you
seen
up,
her. I've seen some of the videos you sent, bro. So yeah.
Okay. This literally happened yesterday. Let me open the screen here a bit. Yes, I'm a bucket dad when she's doing her pitching lessons. Missed one, and this happened to my water bottle from a fastball that she threw.
Damn.
Yeah.
Damn.
So, just throwing it out there. You don't want to mess with it right now.
Legacy Nerd, I'm not. He started. He started.
And Jason, don't think we didn't see your comment either.
I didn't see it.
I did.
Oh boy.
Yes,
Ooh,
Jason is the real MVP.
You know, I don't understand why she hates our section so much.
Really? I'm making a point to make sure she knows why.
Oh yeah, that was sarcasm.
Well, anyway, we did obviously that Black Swan. We talked a bit. You guys talked a bit about her match coming up with Rebecca J. Scott. The setup for that been pretty intriguing. Something else that a few matches. The card is kind of in flux right now.
Yes.
Yeah.
What we know for sure is happening, of course, is Misty Marks versus Emily J.
Right.
Yep.
Izzy Moreno versus Kylie King.
Woo! That's going to be a fight.
That's going to be crazy.
Now, Harlow versus Hyder is still happening, right?
Oh, yeah.
Yes.
Yeah, okay.
They've been going to counseling with Maddie. Oh, my God. If you have not seen that go find out their counseling one. And I guess I kind of ruined it, but it's just too funny. Yeah.
All right. Is this kind of like when Mike Dell was a counselor on WWE TV that one time?
It's even better.
Okay.
Also, one of my favorite. Brian just said it. Cards
to
change for sure.
Yeah, and then of course the MPW Championship, Tiffany Nieves defending against Lady Bird.
Yeah.
What's up, dude?
Raymond, man, what's up?
Hey, Ray.
Thanks for joining us.
Yep.
Yeah, she's got some titles around Texas.
Yeah. Miss Marks have been making the rounds for sure.
Legacy's stirring the pot too.
So it says if Tommy makes Jason scared, does he get fired?
Okay.
What?
They'll go to a bigger podcast. So this is what happens when you have a smart kid. First,
love your reading skills, buddy.
He loves to read. Reads chapter books. And nothing gets by this kid. English or
Make
Spanish.
sure all the comments are cool. Like maybe
yes. You need to go to bed.
The older he gets, I'm going to make him read my book.
Who's winning the volleyball game? Do you know?
Nice.
I heard Mommy ran.
Oh, nice, right?
Go.
Hang on, let me check.
Okay.
That was.
But Legacy Nerd.
The Legend of Nerd.
Okay, Legacy of Nerd.
Legacy.
So he's got to work on that. Aha!
You assumed some words there.
Why did you even type that?
I don't know. Just go over there.
So if Legacy of Nerd, if that does happen, I'm gonna cut a promo and then talk about how I'm home. But then when the mic's off, I'm gonna look at the camera and say, I'm here to make money, not friends.
Okay. Well, we'll get to that later. I don't know.
Anyway.
So you mentioned the matches.
Yeah.
Right? The ones that we've known. But we also know from what we've seen that, like we said, Jasmine should be there.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Maya World should be there.
Yeah.
Rashay is still going to be there, apparently.
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
Making her debut, another one of Tommy's favorites and our favorite, and I say that sarcastically, Calientita.
God damn it, I forgot she was going to be there.
Yeah, she's supposed to be there. There is someone coming back who was at last Silver Bells because I literally noticed her on the poster behind me, but she's kind of gone through a change. I don't know if character of gimmicks per se, but she was Jade last year when she was here, or last few times we've seen her, and now I believe she's like Avila Rose or Avila Rose.
Avila Rose.
Avila Rose. So interesting to see what how she's done in a year. Brian's comment also true. Tiffany has been defending the Mission Pro title against Izzy, like we talked about a week or two ago. She defended it another one recently. Brian, throw it in there. I know she has one or had one another one recently, but she's taking that belt. Mentioned it on NWA, on OVW. We gave her a hard time for how she won it from Genocide, but to her defense, she's not backing down from anybody, and she is taking all challengers. So
at this point, she's going to make it a world title because she's just going to take it overseas.
Yeah. Hey, take it to Japan, man. Go for it.
Ray also posted the Squared Circle Pros got a women's wrestling show on July 19th, 2024.
Interesting.
Cool. Ultimate Women's Wrestling will be here in February, and those tickets.
Yeah, we need to get more into that when we get closer.
Yeah,
for sure, definitely.
I already plan on getting a ticket. I don't
same.
care how much it is.
This good.
Did we mention that Tiffany Nevis title defense against Lady Bird? Did we talk about that yet?
I mean, we mentioned it. We didn't really.
We haven't gone in depth about it or anything. Yeah. So, I'll mention this with Izzy. One, the kids are really anxious to see if she's going to get a win in Mission Pro. Obviously, she's got them in hybrid and stuff. But you think this is the chance she gets? You think this is the opportunity she actually pulls a win off here?
Here's the thing, and I want to say this carefully with no disrespect to any wrestlers, because it's not really a disrespectful thing, but like she's not choosing easy opponents to get a win. She started with Jasmine, and as much as you hate, like her, hate her, we know she's good. Then she went to Maya World, who may be the rookie of the year.
Yeah.
If not one of Texas's top young talents.
For sure.
And then she didn't get wins those. And look, she's putting her effort in. Then you go to the mother effing king, Kylan King. Like, I give Izzy all the credit in the world. She is not backing down. She's taking challenges, but it's gonna be a hard road.
Yeah.
Like, it's no easy. Like, there are established women wrestlers in Impact, soon to be TNA, that can't beat Kylan King. So
there are grown men who can't beat Kylan King.
But,
it's me. I'm grown men. I can't be Kylan King.
Look, you saw the post earlier when I realized I had tagged the wrong Kylan in our message from the Countdown City WrestleCast Twitter.
It'll be messed up if you get hit by a wrestler before I do, Mike. Jason, the plan is still yes, but it's in flux right now. Some family stuff.
He's a little afraid of if Athena's going to hit him on side, or he's not sure where that stands.
Well, she's the main event. She may be too happy about that and she'll ignore me altogether, which is,
Oh, a little bit of news. Look at this.
Oh!
2 fatal 4-ways will be added to the show, but
interesting.
Oh!
GM,
Well.
I think we've used 2 different words, but the commissioner will explain at the show. So there you go, guys. A little bit of news there.
Okay. I have a guess.
Uh-oh.
The 2 fatal 4-ways. This, I have a feeling, might be part related to the tag team titles here. The winner of each fatal 4-way maybe splits into tag teams, and that's your 4-team tournament to get to who's going to be the new champion or something.
That would be.
I don't know. It's intriguing. So,
yeah.
Look, Mission Pro is always an amazing show every time we've gone. Now there's so much intrigue, but because besides these great matches they've set up, there's like this unknown, and we know something's happening, but we don't know exactly. So,
yeah.
Jason, exactly. Hands rubbing together.
Yeah, seriously. All according to plan. Okay. This is
interesting, Brian. Thank you for
appreciate it.
Any other breaking news you have, feel free to type it on in there.
Right?
Yeah. I told Mike this earlier. It's like if this is like Maddie's announcement that she has been signed and that she will be, I'm happy for her, but it's also kind of bittersweet because she has been one of the highlights of Texas wrestling for the past couple of years, and she's she's created such a persona that it will be noticeably missed when she's gone. Ironically, just like when Athena got signed, you noticed when she wasn't there anymore.
Yeah,
because she became this larger than life. We hit two wrestlers who started off, green and just trying to find their persona in wrestling. When they did, it took off and created this larger than life persona that I think most companies had to acknowledge. Because Maddie's only 5 years in, and already people are talking about she's getting signed. That's insane. But that's also how good she is.
yeah. Also, Brad, I just want to say this. If by chance, I know you can't say anything here, if by chance that is happening, that announcement gets made, I am telling the DJ, I believe it's Ilkat, she's super cool, to play Good Riddance by Green Day, and I'm going to cry like a big baby. And basically, we'll just relive Maddie memories.
Yeah, well, it's something
as that song
unpredictable, but in the end, it's right. We just hope she had the time of her life.
Yes. And I'm going to say this too. I'm getting a picture with her dad. I don't even care.
You know what? Yes, let's do that because her dad's the best. I don't care.
Yeah, the Renkaski parents are super cool, but we talk to her dad a lot. So
yeah.
Very cool. I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Well, yeah. It's Mission Pro. This is not the kind of thing where it's like, oh my God, something's happening again. What's going to happen? It's like, oh, Mission Pro has something unexpected happen. That show's going to be even more awesome. So, yeah.
Cool. All right. Anything else we should mention before we move on here?
Just if I know you're about to tell the details about how we can watch it, but watch it somehow. Either if you're in town, get a ticket. If not, JC will tell you how you can watch it otherwise, but it's going to be fun. It's going to be a hell of a show.
Yeah, let me go ahead and do that right now, actually. Mission Pro Wrestling Silver Bells 3, Saturday, December 9th. That's this Saturday, obviously. 6 p.m. Central Time, 6 p.m. If you got VIP, they let you in at 5. It's at the Salvation Army Mission Corps, 3802 Southwest Military Drive, and it'll be available on Title Match Network. If you can't make it in person, give it a watch. I know front row VIP is sold out. There still might be some second row, and of course, plenty of general admission. And kids' tickets are only $5, guys. $5. I feel like I'm the Monster Jam. $5 for kids' tickets, right? So, yeah, definitely check it out. It's gonna be a fun time. And I know there's 2 other wrestling shows that night. This is the one that starts the earliest. The other 2 happen to start at the same time. So just keep that in mind. But hey. So much.
Eric, you're right, Bernsey. I called you for your first name. That was weird. I just read it. And we're about to talk about like 3 other shows going on the same night, but you're also right.
Yeah. Speaking of that, did you want me to mention the VIP before that or after we talk about the other ones?
You mention it now, and then we'll get into the NXT and Impact after that.
I just wanted to cover what's going to be there. Okay, so for those who don't know.
That's what I was talking about. $5.
$5
radio commercials.
Yeah, me too.
Yes.
Oh man, that was I listened to that a few times, but I love Monster Jam so much as a kid. Anyway, so for those of you who don't know, this Friday, so tomorrow, VIP Wrestling is having Built Different, and it's got to be at the I think it's the St. Jude Hall, aka Knights of Columbus, starting at 8 p.m. All ages of the event, free parking, adult beverages. There's a meet and greet. I have tickets for that. It's got John Morrison, or I guess it'll be Johnny VIP at this show, whatever, defending the VIP championship against JD Griffey. So Jerome Daniels,
nice.
for those who know.
For the old Texas fans, just say it.
Yeah. I was trying not to, but yeah. Alejandra, guys, we'll be taking on Taya Valkyrie. Dude, that was the greatest honor I've ever seen in wrestling. Alejandra's taking on Taya Valkyrie.
Yes.
And so
I mean, take a video of that match. That's going to be awesome.
Yeah, Tina's chair for Alejandra, I guarantee you.
Yeah, definitely.
There's a triple threat match: Trey Miguel, Dante Leon, and Chris Cartier. Sorry about that. Fuego del Sol is taking on Jonathan Grisham, guys.
Oh,
wow!
Nice.
Yeah. It's Grisham's been back to Texas before, but like this is the first time I've seen him live in Texas. Well, since Ring of Honor came back, but I saw him before at a get this, a Texas Heat show in like 2017. There was like 30 people in that audience. The VIP tag belts, the Rascals of Zachary
Nice.
Quincy and Myron Reed are defending against Superiority Complex with Exodus Prime and Stephen Wolf. And, of course, the Don Father, that jackass Lou Gotti, is still not on the good terms with the Camacho family as he's taking on Zarek Camacho.
I wonder whose fault that could be, Nastico. I don't know.
Maybe because, Nastico's the worst manager of all time. Okay.
Yes, to steal a line from another person in wrestling that we know, you're the worst manager there, Nastico.
So yeah, it's going to be a good show. If you're in the DFW area, come on out. VIP. I've never been to a bad VIP show. Legitimately, every time I drive up there, it's worth the trip. It's worth the money, and like even like the midnight shows they have after Mania. I've never ever experienced a bad VIP show. So yeah, he's
damn.
Yeah,
no, pretty epic.
Raymond,
so.
I love that you're still everywhere in wrestling. That's awesome.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Dude, if there is a journeyman in Texas pro wrestling, it's Ray. 1,000%.
Nice. All right, let's talk a bit about NXT Deadline, and not going to be making pick. I mean, there's a lot to talk about this weekend, but it's definitely worth shouting out. This, of course, is NXT, and by default, WWE's final pay-per-view event of the year, mind you. So
yeah.
So pre-show on this one is Axiom versus Nathan Frazier.
Yeah.
Then other main card, you got Carmelo Hayes versus Lexis King.
And for real quick, for people who don't know Lexis King, that is Brian Pillman Jr. If you weren't aware of it,
That's wow.
So he signed with NXT. He showed up already. His goatee is strangely looks like it's almost drawn on. It's kind of weird, but
okay.
So interesting there. And Carmelo Hayes, he's an ace of NXT, if you will. So
right now he is for sure.
Yeah.
Steel cage match: Roxanne Perez versus Kiana James. Ooh, boy, that's gonna be epic.
Roxanne has turned that attitude up in the last couple months. Mm-hmm. She's taking it to people, man.
For sure. Now the Iron Survivor Challenge matches, and if you're not familiar with what these are, this is basically a point system, 25 minutes max. First two wrestlers started at given 5 minutes. And the other wrestlers come in every 5 minutes. You score a pin, you get a point. If you get pinned, you won the penalty box for 90 seconds. Whoever has the most points after 25 minutes wins the match and is going to get a number one contender spot. So on the Women's Iron Survivor Challenge, you have Tiffany Stratton, Lash Legend, Blair Davenport, Kalani Jordan, and Fallon Henley. And the Men's Iron Survivor Challenge, Dijak, Trick Williams, Josh Briggs, Braun Breaker, and Tyler Bates. Interesting.
Jason, that's a good point. they have been doing that a lot lately.
I know. It's crazy. So, hey, you're not doing too bad on them. So.
Well, JC, you know how fiery and mad those Hispanic women from Laredo can get. So
yes, exactly.
That's kidding, Tina. We love you.
Mm-hmm. No.
We're just afraid of you.
Yes, exactly. That's why I had to cover myself. So.
NXT North American Championship, Dominic Mysterio is taking on Dragon Lee. I'm feeling Dominic might be losing the title here.
He definitely would have been in Wesley.
Yeah.
If Wesley were in the match, and by the way, get well soon, recover well, my friend. To Wesley, he 8 to 12 months.
Yeah, he's
that
sort of
freaking blows. Yeah, that freaking blows, man. I felt so bad when I heard that. I was like, oh, dude, that's the worst, man. Poor guy. I just hope he recovers well.
And NXT Championship, Ilya Dragunov versus Baron Corbin. I kind of want to see Corbin win this.
I was actually thinking the same.
Yeah, so, I really do.
Apparently, he used to be a Gold Glove boxer.
Yeah,
I didn't know any of this until recently.
And an NFL football player.
Yeah. But apparently, from what I saw online, I need to double check this. But apparently, in the last couple weeks, he also won some Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu grappling competition, basically. Around him, and I was like, yeah, in NXT, he's kind of.
Oh wait,
sorry. Oh, they're good.
Legacy.
Yeah.
Yes. Now look, I get it because of how his main roster thing looked. It was it was up and down. I get it. I will say this: there is no harder working person behind the scenes than Baron Corbin when it comes to getting better at his craft.
That's
You mentioned the boxing, the jiu-jitsu thing he won. He really is trying to make this work, and he's working hard to make sure he makes this successful career. It's pretty amazing. So for him to take that step back, go to NXT, I want to say reinvent itself, but reload this gimmick that he. Yes, I know, Ted.
yeah,
So,
yeah, but we're cheering for this Baron Corbin, not happy or unhappy.
not
Legacy-
the lone wolf Corbin. I can get
Yeah.
behind.
Yeah, and Legacy, he's not really like R-Truth. He does a little bit of comedy, but not nearly R-Truth level.
In the other gimmick,
Our truth is so over with everyone backstage. The Judgment Day got mad at him for being in their clubhouse, but even Dave Priest was like, "Yeah, but take it easy. It's still our truth."
Yeah.
I'm sorry, just real quick. My favorite part when he says he wants to join them and be part of their War Games team the day after, and he's like, "That already happened. It did? How did I do?"
You have to think that they are fighting everything they have not to
Yes.
laugh at him on
Yes.
camera. Just like it's like
100%.
they almost have to like pinch themselves to like just it's like pain, anger, rage, like whatever I can think of. Do not laugh at our truth on camera.
Look, let's just call it what I see it. It needs to happen at one point at WrestleMania. R-Truth versus Brock Lesnar, because Lesnar's the only one Truth has been able to break in the middle of the ring.
That one time when he did the "I'm joining the Royal Rumble" for you, Paul Heyman.
Yes,
that was.
And Brock didn't even try to fight it. He just cracked his ass up.
You know the story behind that one though, right?
It was a rib or something, right?
It was a bet between Heyman and R-Truth that he could make Brock break character and laugh. Apparently, it was a bet between the two of them. And Truth won.
Yeah. Legacy, like, I know what you mean, but he doesn't even need it. Like, just put him in the backstage skits.
Let him
with
just
other people. Yeah.
Yeah. Let him
just have him show up, say he's looking for the title, and no one has the heart to tell him it doesn't exist anymore.
Okay.
Oh my God, that'd be fantastic.
That's a good idea.
That's even better.
So
that's good. And Raymond, I heard about that. You can look up stuff on Stevenson. I'm going to leave that there, but.
Yeah,
people don't seem to be getting behind him no matter what he does.
Is he even still around anymore?
I don't know, to be 100%.
I don't even know. I haven't seen
maybe not after that show. So we'll see.
Yeah.
All right. Well, NXT Deadline is taking place the same night as Mission Pro Wrestling, but thankfully it is on Peacock, so you can watch it on demand afterward. Saturday, December 9th, 7 p.m. Central Time on Peacock. Pre-show starting at 6:30. But hey, when you get home from Mission Pro or after Mission Pro finishes, load up Peacock, give it a watch.
Yeah,
catch the very end.
And I will say this: I know NXT has never really had the same feeling as the NXT Black and Yellow days.
Black and Yellow.
But also at the same time, their recent shows have not, like, they haven't disappointed.
Yeah,
they've been good.
Their resurgence since so and so ain't been in charge and telling them what to do has been fantastic.
It really has, and there's a lot of good talent on this. People you can tell are going to be in, on the main roster eventually. And actually, let me ask this question real quick. Now that I just thought about it, to connect us back, 2024 is Maddie on NXT Deadline at the end of next year?
God, yes.
I think she'll be in the
Iron Women's Challenge.
I'm gonna say yes. I'm sorry. I guess I'm Maddie Stan. Whatever. But I can't see, like, if she starts in January, and let's say she debuts on NXT in like June, I can't see her getting this groundswell and not being like at the forefront of every poster they put out by like September or October.
It's really going to depend how that crowd in Florida gets behind her. That's going to be the key part of it.
If she's allowed to show her what she's done, like in her little videos and the side character, things, I think they will easily. Also,
or
Tommy,
whatever character she can create.
Yeah. We need. I know what you. Yeah, but I mean, just if she can show that, we need to clip that scene from the interview with Black Swan just now, where she said, "You guys are biased," and we in unison went, "Yes,
yes,
yeah."
That's also true about Maddie, but
that's all. Yeah, it's very.
And
true.
I feel like there's a lot of wrestlers where we're kind of like that about them. So yeah, I like that.
Yeah.
Now, before we get into Impact Final Resolution, I have a little bit of breaking news for you guys.
Okay.
Tommy.
Oh no.
Okada is returning to TNA.
Are you kidding?
No, it was announced a little while ago. Okada returns to TNA at Snake Eyes January 14th at the Palms in Las Vegas.
I'm going to Vegas, boys.
Yes.
Yo,
Yes.
calm Black Swan be like,
Yep. Wait, actually,
The
hold
funny
on.
part about this is we were on a group chat talking about Okada's contract maybe running out, and I just jokingly said Okada to TNA confirmed. Well,
And
it's
Jason
yeah. So
It's
there's
like-
a little vignette in there. Okada has a little promo ready to go, and if I'm not mistaken, I think Ospreay is going to be on that show as well,
ooh,
potentially.
this
I'm not
this
sure.
this is washing that old bad
Yep.
vibes, all that's clearing the slate there, right?
Yeah.
Wow.
I didn't think I'd ever see Tommy happy to see Okada back in TNA as much as you shit
Oh,
on
check
his
this out
first time.
too.
What's that?
Oh, snap.
You remember Mace from what did we used to call them? Disruption.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Because we stole the name.
Look,
Yeah.
Ted getting in on the TNA
Whoa,
news. Look at
Ted?
that.
Look at you, Ted. Do you even know who this guy is? That's what I want to know. I'm messing with you, bro.
Oh, that's gonna be a hell of a show. Like
That's gonna be awesome. I mean, shoot,
could-
Martin Luther King weekend. So
Retribution. Thank you, Ray. I really couldn't remember
Oh
the name
no,
of
I
the show.
couldn't remember. I couldn't remember.
I had no idea what the name was anymore.
I had to
I
stop to a
don't
second to
remember.
remember what we would always say. That's what I.
We just
I
called it
almost called
disruption
them
because
Kill
all they did.
Switch, and I know that wasn't right either. I don't know
No.
where Kill Switch came from.
Raymond, they were, but it was so awful. It was hilarious. We joked for a long time that we just called them Disruption.
Yeah.
We made second Twitter accounts with our versions of our Disruption characters. It was fun.
Mine was Stud Finder. Just gonna throw that out
Yes.
there right now. So yeah. So
What was I?
Mine was MP3
Heck
there.
no.
yeah.
I was a Tool, but it was like Allen Wrench, I think.
Allen
right?
Wrench. You were Allen Wrench. Yeah, that's pretty funny.
Yeah, I
So,
was
yeah.
MP3 player because I found an
Yeah.
old.
I don't
like,
even know the password of that account anymore. I have to see if I can figure it out.
Okay, I'm not gonna lie. My Countdown City Geeks Big Mike account is just that.
Yeah,
Same,
I
same.
wanted to change it too, but I was like, crap, I can't remember the password.
I had them.
Oh.
I had them both in on the same one. So
Oh, okay.
I don't know what it is now, to be honest with you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think I saved it somewhere. I just can't remember where it is.
So yeah, Okada returning to TNA, but before that, the last event under the Impact umbrella, Impact Final Resolution, which by the way, they haven't had one of these since 2020. So
Yeah.
kind of comes full circle. Final Resolution, the final event for Impact Wrestling. And it's a pretty stacked card. Pre-show, Frankie Kazarian versus Sheldon Jean.
Yes.
Trinity and Jordan Grace versus Deonna Purrazzo and Giselle Shaw.
Ooh, that's gonna be
Man, oh
That's
man.
gonna be cool.
yeah.
Jake Something versus Jason Hotch, excuse me. Mike Bailey versus Trey Miguel.
That's gonna slap.
Mhm. This one, Rhino versus Moose.
Big meaty men
Man,
slapping me.
Okay, I just have to ask this question:
Yeah.
If one tries to gore and one tries to spear at the same time, does the world end? Is that like the
You know,
the
maybe
Hadron
we'll
Collider or whatever, where they weren't sure if it was gonna destroy the world or not?
Unstoppable Force meets Immovable Object. Maybe we'll finally get the answer to that.
Yes.
Or it's like it does explode, but instead of hitting each other, like their auras collide and they like repel backwards. It's like that kind of.
Or is that how we fix the multiverse?
maybe.
It could be. It could be.
Or is this going to disrupt everything Loki did in season 2? Spoiler alert if you haven't seen season 2.
I mean,
Um,
Funny.
Yeah,
could create more multiverses.
I'll bring that up because I finally just finished season 2.
Okay,
Yeah. Motor City Machine Guns versus Josh Alexander and Zack Sabre Jr.
Josh Alexander and Zack Sabre Jr. is the tag team I didn't know I wanted all my life until I saw
Literally
it on
what I
paper.
just wanted to say. Yes.
It's
Yeah.
like I saw that and I was like, what? I was like, yes, but all the time.
I was like, oh, I didn't realize that I needed that in my life, but I do now.
And the 2 title matches.
Now it's a close game.
It's a close game. What set is it? Do you know?
It's on. I think it's on set 3.
Set 3 or 4? Probably the
The
4.
Digital Media Championship.
Yeah, sorry. UT's
okay,
in the
I'm
volleyball national champ. My bad. Jay, coming and give me a
You're
score update.
good. You're good. Man.
Yeah, we're messing with you.
24 to 23, and we have 23.
Okay, thanks, buddy. Digital Media Championship, Tommy Dreamer defending against Diener.
That should be
Longhorns
fun.
are in all sort of national titles right now. The top
Yeah.
4 for college football, and then the volleyball national championship is going on right now. So,
Oh wow.
Impact Tag Team Championships, ABC versus Eddie Edwards and Brian Myers. So, hell of a card for Impact to go out on, guys.
Yeah.
So,
Got a few long timers in there as always.
Yep.
A lot, former longtime TNA people and a lot of
what,
people that have been Impact a long time. So it's a
what do you
nice
think
little
of
mix.
the show?
That tag match,
Machine Guns versus Alexander.
yeah,
Yeah.
that one.
Bailey
and Trey
Bailey
McGinn. Sorry.
has a good shot.
Yeah.
The
Rhino
women's
Moose could
tag.
just be a hard hitting match that steals this show because
Yeah,
I know Rhino talks about he's probably close to retirement, but that dude can still go. So
yeah.
How much longer do you think Rhino has? Maybe another year? I mean,
maybe another year because
Yeah.
because I think one reason he wanted to lead WWE was just because he wanted to just keep wrestling for however time he had left, and this might be the year. 2024 might be it for him, but
okay.
either
But it's
way,
also wrestling, so
yeah.
the
So
real retirement is that I only come back like 3 times a year now. You never know.
except for Jerry Lynn, who admitted himself no doctor would clear him, or else he'd be
Yeah.
back in the ring already. So
Do you hear all the yelling in the background?
Yeah,
yes, I
it
do.
sounds
So,
good.
It's
They're cheering.
good
so
news, I
that's
guess.
good.
That's good news, I guess. Yeah.
All right. Well, that's been the. No, I was kidding.
Yeah.
Yes, certainly.
Yeah, I'm looking for the title match. Rhino versus Moose, I'm intrigued by. I honestly, if this was a match happening on an episode of Impact or TNA Impact, if they like went for the spear at the same time, they would like rig the ring to probably break whenever they collided in the middle of the ring or something like that. Just be something fun like that. So, but that Trinity and Jordan Grace, Deanna Prazo, Giselle Shaw, that's gonna be pretty epic. I'm kind of looking forward to seeing that one as well.
That
So,
could be good. Yeah, that could be a
Also, a
show.
little bit of news kind of connected to that. Apparently, Deanna Parasso at the beginning of the year is going to become a free agent. She has not signed an extension and wants to explore free agency in a sense. I just saw that earlier today on Twitter. She's kind of been everywhere. She was an NXT. I mean, she wasn't main roster WWE, but she was NXT for a while. AEW, Impact. She's done a bunch of other stuff, so it'd be kind of interesting. She's, I know we've talked about she's been one of the best women wrestlers in the world for a while, so it'd be interesting to see what happens.
I think WWE is a good possibility. I know she was there before.
Yeah.
She kind of, when she left, it was more like a fuck you, I'm going to prove myself. I mean, she came out and basically said that on Busted Open Radio, and
she did.
Yeah.
God, she's done it. So I think
And she did.
WWE's dumb not to have taken notice of that if they don't. So yeah.
Well,
They had
we
to.
know why, but
Yes. Mm-hmm.
Well, Triple H has probably noticed,
Oh yeah, for
hopefully,
sure.
or Shawn Michaels for sure.
Impact Final Resolution Saturday, December 9th, also 7 p.m. Central Time on Impact Plus from the Don Colov Arena in Toronto, Canada. Again, Impact Plus worth it. I don't know exactly what is going to happen to that streaming service. I have a feeling it's just going to rebrand it as like TNA Plus or TNA.
Yeah, you would think so.
Who knows? Yeah, so
probably.
no official word yet, but definitely worth having. And
TNA, not what you're thinking. Oh.
Yes. Wow. All right, with that, we can move on to our 1 minute warning segment here. Mike, do you have something this week?
I do.
All right, whenever you're ready, sir, set and go.
So obviously, last week, Punk coming back to WWE, we talked a lot about it, and it's kind of become this big swell of like everybody coming back to WWE now. People wanting Mercedes to come back and be Sasha Banks again. People wanting Trinity to come back and be Naomi again. There's rumors Andrade wants to go back to WWE. And I'm not saying this to tell any wrestler what to do, not to do. I just want to say as a fan, let us not forget how the pendulum swings. We remember back in the mid 2010s to late 2010s when WWE had everybody. Their roster was bloated right before COVID, and they just had too many people. And, unfortunately, they cut a lot of them, but, it kind of helped. And then AEW was formed. And now AEW kind of seems to be in a similar way where they just have too many people, people that don't get shots or as much TV time as they would like. But be careful of just hoping everyone goes back to WWE, because it just feels like a pendulum swing. Like if everybody goes back there, then they're going to have a bloated roster, and it's going to be where then there's going to be, because there's already is right now, people in WWE who aren't getting maybe the time they deserve. So
For sure.
hopefully
Yeah,
we can even out and find everyone places where they're utilized.
You're asking wrestling fans to be reasonable, and that's the one
I
thing that they're not.
know.
It's a big ask.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tommy, you got something this week?
I got something. Oh,
Bird
no,
beat out, right.
legacy. The hell to the no. Sorry.
Bro, I swear.
I mean, I guess if you want to tank, but
There
sure.
is
Yeah,
no. Okay.
I'm
I
okay
will
with this. So they make him the new Brooklyn Brawler. Just have him lose every time.
Okay. Okay. That part. Okay. I
Yeah.
was gonna say he'll never come back. No, it's not. It's not impossible, because I thought CM Punk would never be back. So it's not impossible. However, he will not in any way, shape, or form come back as the megastar he was before. It just won't happen.
No, and true, like the hardcore wrestling fans like us kind of think of him too much as a joke right now, to be honest.
Yeah, true.
Unfortunately.
And I think the common WWE fans probably forgot all about him.
Yeah.
I'll say Punk to WWE, but but I will say Okada to TNA is like maybe like one notch below it, only because I thought New Japan was going to personally shoot TNA in the face to kill them for what they did to Okada. So, yeah,
One way to describe it.
Punk to
Different owners now,
WWE.
right?
Yeah, Punk to WWE is bigger, but by just this much.
Mhm.
Yep.
All right, well, Tommy, whenever you're ready. Set. Okay.
Ready.
Oh, he froze. No. Go ahead.
I am saying right now, prayed for as fans. Oh, sorry. These are the times we prayed for as fans. Look at what we're getting for the next 2 weeks. Mission Pro, there's VIP the day before. There's 2 really good-looking shows during Mission Pro that we can watch later. The weekend after that, it's going to be Ring of Honor Final Battle in Dallas. It's going to be Hybrid has a show next weekend. AEW Collision will be here at the end at the week after that. We are living what we wished and hoped and prayed for as fans. Can we all just be happy? I am so sick of the negativity about wrestling right now, but who's unhappy wants to go where? And Jason, you're hilarious. Who's unhappy wants to go where? And can we just have fun with it? Every wrestler that we like is finally getting on TV, no matter where it is. They're all making money. People are seeing how great they are. We've been saying Athena is great for what
Years.
15 years now, and now the entire world finally understands what we in Texas have known since 08. So now, it's awesome. We're having fun. Everyone's doing well. Can we just be happy everyone's doing well? Is that so hard?
I'm sorry, Tommy. What did you literally just tell me about wrestling?
I know. It's a rant. It wasn't supposed to make sense.
I mean, you literally just said, Mike, you're asking wrestling fans to be reasonable. Wrestling fans, can we be reasonable?
Hell no, shut up.
I had to get it off my chest.
No,
Yeah,
but
that's fine.
you're
That's
right.
fine.
You're right, man. And it is true. Like, there's a great, I'm looking at things, and there's a high possibility that at that Collision, it's the week before, what's it called? Wrestle Dream or whatever they're.
World's End.
World's End. There you go. Sorry, that was roughly the last one.
Yeah.
There's a good chance that might get the Claudio Bryan Danielson matchup for that the blue. I think they're in the blue one. And there's a good chance, because that's the week before that the Collision gets a couple of their big tournament matches at the end there. So, whoo.
Yeah.
Just think about it. Daniel Bryan is now a canon event.
No. Daniel Bryan is a canon event. That's good. I like that.
I love when wrestling and nerd stuff mix.
It does.
Same.
For mine, I'm just gonna go a little more positive with this and say this: support your local independent wrestling. I've been going to shows on and off a lot more before we had kids, and there's a lot of talent that we've seen come through independent promotions, RCW, Anarchy Championship Wrestling, and now of course Mission Pro. There's VIP. RCW still around, which is amazing. But there's so much talent that we've seen up and coming through there that has made it onto the big TV. Saw Athena before she was Ember Moon. Saw Bryan Danielson before he was mainstream as Daniel Bryan, then back to being Bryan Danielson. Saw Ray Rowe before he was it Eric or Ivar? I can't remember which one.
I always forget to. Okay.
Yeah. So, yeah. Now you're getting to see Manny Rakowski. You're getting to see Roxy becoming Roxanne Perez. And quite frankly, one day we're going to see Izzy Moreno be probably Izzy Moreno because she's already marketed herself well enough.
Yep.
Where Texas is such a hotbed, but wrestlers don't come just from Texas, as great as it is down here for wrestling. Wherever you are, go support local independent wrestling, especially the good promotions, because you never know when some talent you see in the ring now is going to be a talent you see on TV later. And you'll have that autograph picture from them that says, hey, I knew you when. So,
Yep.
Speaking of which, we forgot to mention this news. We saw the Von Erich brothers not too long ago at RCW. They're on AEW television next week.
Yeah.
Because they're going to be up in the Dallas Garland area.
Good.
I
was gonna say, I don't know if you guys saw this or something. It was in our group. Someone sent a picture to the Von Erichsen, but below it was a picture of Christian picking over the ring.
Well, I've seen that on social media.
Yeah.
So, but also just real quick, in the next day or two, not exactly sure when. Speaking of the Von Erichs, we have an interview with another second generation wrestler.
Yes.
Whose dad was pretty big in Texas with the Von Erichs. So.
Nice.
Little tease there.
Yep. Be on the lookout for
Stay tuned. Yep. All right. So what all is happening this Saturday? Well, you got Mission Pro. Yeah, Silver Bells 3, 6 p.m. Central Time.
Sorry.
Salvation Army Mission Pro. It is going to be at 6 p.m. on Title Match Network. You got NXT Deadline on Peacock. Takes place at 7 o'clock. Check it out on demand if you're at Mission Pro. That is on Peacock, like I mentioned. And, of course, the last Impact Wrestling event, Impact Final Resolution, appropriately named, 7 p.m. Central Time on Impact Plus. Guys, this was a fun show. Next week, we're going to recap everything we talked about today and preview Ring of Honor's Final Battle.
And talk a little bit about the hybrid show.
For sure. Yeah. Talk about the hybrid show that's coming up as well. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So thank you everybody for joining us. Got to sign off because I got to go watch the 5th set.
You know what, Jason? I just got your reference there, and there is a connection to that. I don't know if you know that, but she talks about, or they talk about it.
Yeah.
Oh yeah. I just caught it too. Yeah, you're right.
And I'm pretty sure the Von X appearance that you mentioned, by the way, is related to the Iron Claw movie
coming
very soon to theaters. If we get any word on any sort of maybe, I don't know, advanced screening or something happening in town, we'll let you guys know. But as it stands right now, we haven't heard of anything yet. So keep watch. Stay on the social media at CCG_WrestleCast and Countdown City WrestleCast on Instagram.
Yep.
Which I'm with you. So.
And Bergsy, we'll see you Saturday, man.
See you there, man.
Can't wait to be in each other's pictures.
Yeah. Well, we'll all be there. It's going to be a blast.
Oh, Ted, you're right.
I forgot. Okay, so that is going to be, I'm glad you mentioned it. Next week, we will preview ROH Final Battle. The week after, probably going to have just a recap show. I'm not sure if we're going to have a show that week, but basically the week of, I want to say it's going to be December 28th, will be our end of year award show.
Okay.
And then the following week, of course, is Wrestle Kingdom. We might have a Tuesday night show that week because Tommy's going to be hosting Getting in before Wrestle Kingdom. So,
because it's the most wonderful time of the year.
Yes. So end of year awards will be December 28th. We'll start getting the nominations and stuff put out there, and what our WrestleCast custom awards will be. I'm sure there's going to be some fun ones. There always is every year.
How many can we make? No,
I don't know. And we'll of course announce the winner of the Tez Award. So
yeah.
Nice.
All right. So there you go. Nice little tease. So, all right, over here we got Tommy.
Thanks, guys.
We got Mike.
Thanks, guys. Be good to each other.
And I'm JC, and as always, heels and baby faces, remember, pro wrestling is real.
People are fake.
Reach for the sky,
Boom.
boy.
We'll see you at Mission Pro.
And then we
Adios, Gunther.